Hello, everyone. I hope you're well. It's Makeda Valletta again. Um, I'm going to do a video. This time, I'm going to talk about conscious dick. Okay, but I don't really like the dick word. Sometimes I use the word phallus. So it could be phallus, dick, penis. No, keeping it conscious, right? And this is important because there are a lot of men who can cause damage to women. To the men out there in the world, you can cause damage to women not maintaining consciousness in your phallus, in your sacred staff, your magic stick, okay? You want it to be a magic stick. You want your stick to be magical. But it can't be magical if you are not tuned into it. The same way it's important for women to be tuned into our nannies, to our pussies, it's important. It's important for men as well. And this is why. Because, first of all, it's a sensory organ, you know? Your phallus, your dick is a sensory organ, which you know. So given the fact that it's a sensory organ, you should be paying attention to the feedback you are getting when you are penetrating someone. We're talking about a woman right now, okay? I'm going to talk about penetrating a female. Because if you're too rough or you're too fast, something that men often do is they will jump right into thrusting fast and hard and deep, right? Not a good idea. Because if that woman is not totally open and ready to accommodate that, you going deep, hard, and fast can cause damage, can cause her cervix to be bruised, which is not a good thing. Okay? And just like women can get more sensitive, so can you men. In the same way men can feel, from what I know, please correct me if I'm wrong, men can feel when us women, when we contract our vaginal muscles. If we rhythmically contract our vaginal muscles and we squeeze and release, men can feel that. And it builds up energy in the man. It builds up energy in the woman, but it builds up energy in the man. And then as a man, if you pulsate your phallus when you're inside of us, like let's just say you sit still. And this works really well in a man who's well endowed, okay? Because I have videos where I talk about size, but regardless of what people want to say about size, when a woman is being filled up and you have these contractions, these pulsations from the man, you feel it. And just like there are exercises for women to do to increase our pussy consciousness, our nani consciousness, and control and wetness, there are exercises for you men to increase your phallus consciousness and your sensitivity and your control as well. And so if you're sensitive and you're like men who jerk off too much, a lot of times they need aggression to come, so they can't feel the subtle feelings. And women who would use vibrators all the time, they can't feel subtle feelings. They need a lot of roughness to come. So men who jerk off too much and are jerking off hard, because guys kind of jerk off kind of hard, all that pressure, that's not how a vagina feels. And if a woman's using a vibrator all the time, that's not what a tongue feels like or a mouth feels like, you know? So you actually desensitize yourself. So a man who's jerking off all the time, he might get with a woman, and because when he orgasms by himself, masturbating, he's like yanking so hard. Now that he's with a woman, he has to thrust so hard and fast into her in order for him to come. And if that woman has already had an orgasm, when a man or a woman has an orgasm, we become more sensitive. So if you were thrusting really hard before, after the woman has an orgasm, you need to bring that shit down. If you're even trying to continue on, you need to bring it down because she's more sensitive. Just like if a man masturbates and orgasms, maybe before he came, the girl was jerking hard, but after that, he doesn't want somebody jerking hard. It's like, chill, I'm sensitive. Men seem not to understand that with women. So if you give her an orgasm, great, but now you can't think that, okay, I'm gonna come in 2 minutes now. I gave her an orgasm, and I'm just gonna thrust really hard, and fast, and it's uncomfortable to her. And a lot of women aren't going to express that. A lot of women just try to take it. They try to take one for the team. Because that's what women are taught. A lot of women aren't taught to speak up and say that this doesn't feel good. They're worried about offending a man or whatever. So a lot of women, it's just natural for us to just deal with it. But if that man works on increasing his sensitivity, working on pulsations, working on making his phallus longer and thicker. There are exercises for longer and thicker. Some men are already very long and thick and they don't really need to work on that. If you're somebody who's has a has an issue with women being able to deal with it, then that's not something you need to work on. But just like women should be working on tighter, wetter, more control, men thicker, longer, more control. Both sexes should be working on more consciousness, because the woman, if her vaginal muscles have the ability to hug a phallus, to really hug and squeeze it, and then he is on the inside and he is pulsating, that that mix builds up a lot of energy in both sexes, can make orgasms a lot more intense. And when a man, and it's like, I shouldn't have to explain this. No, I should not. But you'd be surprised at how many grown men don't know this. So for the grown men who are already very much aware of what I'm saying, great. Just know that you're one of a few. And the men who are not aware of what I'm saying, please take heed and try to implement and pay more attention and be more conscious and considerate when you are with women. But it's much better, when you first start to, you need to open her gates. And I'm going to do a video about that, opening the gate. Opening the gate. You're not going to just barge into the gate and kick the gate open. I mean, some people might do that, but why would you want to do that? I mean, unless you really just don't care about how somebody feels, And if women stop allowing men to just bust open the gate and tear it down, then I guess men will have to learn how to change, won't they? Us women, we lead what we accept from men. And a lot of women put our needs and our feelings in the back burner because we don't want to offend this dude. No more of that. And we shouldn't have to teach grown men, but some grown men still need to be taught. So that's why I'm doing this video. So when you first start to, you open the gate, she's open and ready. You want to start with slow, shallow penetrations at first and slowly get deeper. Some men will do shallow strokes at first, and then they'll do one, bam, hard one, deep. That could hurt her if she's not ready for that. You want to slowly create the pathway. Slowly get deeper and deeper and deeper. Slowly create that pathway as you get deeper. But don't have that first, in order to get deep, you want to do it slowly and gradually. You don't want to just one wham. Because if that woman's not ready for that, if her vaginal canal is not long enough for that, you could hurt her. But if you go slowly and work with her and you're doing things to stimulate her, she will keep opening up and opening up. You could be rubbing her clit, you could be playing with her nipples if her nipples are sensitive while you're doing that, and it will continue to open her up. And you go slow. You focus on what you're feeling, how she's reacting. Because when you're massaging someone or having sex with them, I don't have a dick, but I know that if you feel somebody tensing up, then what you're doing is not good. So what you're doing is irritating them. If you feel somebody, whether it be tensing up, no, you want to feel them relaxing. And a woman sexually, when she's being penetrated, we are supposed to be surrendering and opening up. If you don't feel her opening up, if you feel her constricting, then you might be doing what you might be doing might be too fast, too soon. So you have to learn how to be conscious and maintain consciousness. Maintain consciousness in your phallus. Tune into her. Pay attention to what her body is telling you, the feedback. You want to feel her getting wetter. You want to feel, there's a difference between when a woman really enjoys it and when we don't. And when our muscles can just spit it out because we're like, what is this? So you don't want that. You don't want that. So just maintain, the other thing too, a lot of imbalances, a lot of vaginal infections and imbalances that women get can also be from men and their, I want to say dirty phalluses, but it's just, you're putting it in the pot. So let's say the phallus, the dick is a spoon, right? And you have all these pots. You got a pot of mayonnaise, you got a pot of pudding, you got a pot of honey, you got a pot of water. I don't know, right? We got different things in the pots. And this spoon is dipping in each of the pots. He's just mixing everything. You gotta clean the spoon thoroughly. If you put the spoon in the pudding, you need to clean it thoroughly before you put it in the honey, right? Or you could start cross-contaminating. And these pots, they brew. They brew. They're the perfect places to brew and to cook something. So it's important for men to really, like, I talk a lot about vaginal health and women taking care of our nannies, but it's really important for men to be aware of that too. It's really important for you guys to be aware of your hygiene, your sexual health, taking probiotics just like women, but also being very conscious of cleaning your teeth and with things that are not harmful for us. Because if you as a man are putting Vaseline on your dick, you shouldn't put Vaseline on your phallus because it's not good for you. But ultimately, if you want to do that, fine. But then if you put that inside of me, now I have to absorb that toxic stuff. So whatever you're putting on your phallus is going to go inside of me. So if a man is using harsh chemicals and stuff, that's going to affect me. And a man should not be using that, you know. It would be a good thing for him to maybe put some aloe vera on it, some natural aloe vera, you know, coconut oil, things that are antimicrobial. I have a video where I talk about vaginal and penile health. So it's important for men to practice penile health. The same thing, girls, take probiotics. We do vaginal steams. We do things to maintain our pH and our vaginal health. It's important for men to do that too, especially if you have more than one partner. You really want to make sure you don't want to be, you know, passing bacteria around between people like that. You know what I'm saying? And also your intentions, which I could say this, but a lot of men lie to women about what they want and stuff like that. But I think that when you are with a woman, just being tuned in, having your intentions be clear, um, your what I call seeds of intention, and maintain your penile health, you know, because you don't want to be like a lot of times for some reason. Well, I have some idea as to why women can pick up things for men easier than the other way around. A lot of that is because our nannies are dark and wet, and it's a perfect place to incubate and breed things. But and a lot of infectious organisms are killed by oxygen. So a man's phallus is exposed to oxygen a lot more. So a lot of times men don't, a lot of times they happen to be more the spreaders of stuff. Okay. So it's important, just like it's important for women to maintain our vaginal health, it's important for you men to maintain your penile health. But ultimately, you know, it's really important for you guys to connect, maintain sensitivity. Like when you don't jerk off too much, and when you are like, you know, are when you're masturbating, try to do things softer and not always yanking and being hard because it desensitizes you. And if you do jerk off a lot and you're doing it hard and you're desensitized, understand when you're with a woman, you can't treat her like a masturbation machine and just be all rough. You want to go slow, because if you're going too fast, you cannot feel what her body's telling you. Now, if, let's say you start off slow and she tells you straight up, go faster, then you can listen to that. But don't just assume that right out the gate you need to go in there and just banging things down. And a lot of men do that. And especially if you didn't warm her up first. If you did not go down on her first, you didn't warm her up first. Some men want to go straight to penetration. If you're doing that, it's even more important to go slow because her body's not ready. The hornier and more aroused the woman gets, the more vaginal canal lengthens, the wetter it gets, the more we can accommodate and to have pleasurable sex. But when it's not like that. So you can't just, you know, think like you can just dive right in and go right to wham bam, you know, super aggressive shit. Now, like I said, I shouldn't have to make this video and tell you guys this, but you will be surprised at how many men need this. And if you're one of the men who knows that this is you, please don't be defensive. Listen to what I'm saying. Take heed, because why do you want to hurt the ladies? You know, why? You don't want to do that. Okay. All right. So I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for listening. If you have learned something from this video, please subscribe to my YouTube page, The Renaissance Amazon, and please share this video with your friends. Have a great day. Bye.